Hey everybody, welcome back to the Homestead. Today we're going to be doing a video on how we water our pigs using an automated bulk watering system. This is really ideal for those who don't have real easy access to get water out to where your pigs are. We're going to answer a few questions that were brought up in my last video on how to keep them from freezing in the winter as well. So let's get going. All right, so you guys can see I've got a fairly large, I think it's a 225 gallon IBC tote. This was used for deionized water, so it was all cleaned out, good for human use. And then I have this table here that it's sitting on. This table is about, let's say about 4 feet tall. I think it's necessary for the gravity portion of this that you have something similar, whether you build it out of wood or stack a bunch of pallets on. Those are a few ideas on how to do it. So the idea is I do have a long hose, and I will go and I will fill this up. In the wintertime, I'm predicting that I'll have to fill it up every other month. In the summer, it might be monthly with all of the pigs that we have drinking on it. How I'm going to keep it from freezing in the winter is I did get power out to it, which I will show you the power in a minute. I'm going to be placing this tank heater inside so that it will prevent it from freezing. And then how this works is it hooks onto a hose system, and how I'm going to prevent the hose from freezing is this cable right here is a frost protection insulating heating cable. Now I'll put the link to that on Amazon. I didn't get the full length of it, but I've got pretty far, and I'm going to trim these off and put some insulation on top of that, which will keep it nice and toasty. There should be zero frozen water this year. So you might ask how this works. Well, I originally had this in my last hog video. I had it down at the bottom, and it was hard to get water up to the top. So as you can see, my son's down there, and this has a slight downgrade. So guess what? Plumbers need to know two things: crap rolls downhill and paydays on Friday. Well, water goes downhill. So as you can see, I've got my power, which is this cable, which will also produce a little bit of warmth, and my heat cable really tightly secured onto the length of this. Now I could have probably moved it forward and got more usable space out of this, but this is how we designed it. So this one will actually be kind of an easy one to show you. Right here we have a T. So I just got some pipe clamp, we cut it, secured it with the pipe clamp, used this 3/8 or 3/4 inch barbed fitting, and this one is one that's like for future use, so we just got it prepared. Currently it's tied off. It does have a little drip. We're working on some of the drips right now. Jackson actually spent a crazy amount of time out here working on it. So you can see while we were testing it, there was quite a bit of issues. So how it works is these nipples, hogs kind of suck on them, and then they have water, which is pretty awesome. So then we have this basically going down the whole length of the pig area. Even goes around a corner where it goes even more downhill. Don't want to step on our electric wire. And we come over, and it's got multiple spigots coming out. And how we did these, so you can see we have some made out of metal, some made out of plastic. Ogre, you're gonna bite me, aren't you? And we just drilled a hole through the plastic. You could use wood, and then as you can see, we just drilled some simple holes through here. We drilled a bigger hole that we pushed that through, and we then secured it with screws to the back plate of our fencing. It's very stable. If you want to go overboard, you can put them on the top and bottom like we did on this back side. But this is pretty resilient, and even all the way down here, it seems like the further down you go, the more water pressure you get. And they actually get so much water they can't even drink it all at once. And this goes all the way down to our hogs. Now you see we do have the hose coming across. That hose is temporary. We're going to wind it back up. We're only going to have to do this about once a month. And we do have the water going all the way up to where our water valve is there. We also, and we're only going to do this in the winter time, we have the extension cord coming across to give power to those tank heaters. So that's a very simple way to set up an automatic watering system that you're not going to have to fill that often, maybe once a month in the summer. Where we live in East Tennessee, if we're back in Arizona, it might be every day still, so that might not be a good option, but at least once a month during the summer, and we're going to tell you in comments later on how long it lasts in the winter, but I'm guessing it's going to last at least a couple months because they're going to drink a lot less because it's not as hot. All right, guys, thanks for joining us on this journey today. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you on the next video. We don't really have any ice, you know, thanks to the heat, the warmer. And when I touch the panel, it's actually not like freezing cold. It's actually somewhat pleasantly warm. The electric seems to be holding up. We've got our heat line, which is warm, which is then for a good portion of it wrapped with this pipe insulator that we got at Home Depot. And as you guys can just see from this morning, the sun as it comes up, it just hits this and insulates it really well. So very satisfied. We got some work to do out here with the pigs. We're going to be separating another section of this to give the nasty ogre and Fiona more room, and we've got a lot of nasty work garbage to pick up. So all right, guys, for real this time, this is the end of the video. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.